What's up, everyone? I'm super excited to have you here with me today. Today, I'm going to talk to coaches and consultants who want to scale to $350,000 or more, and they want to do it with ultra high fee masterminds and groups. So, I am not talking about regular group programs where you're charging a few $1,000s and you're putting a ton of people into them. I am going to show you how to create ultra high fee masterminds and groups. So very quickly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ann Carden. I'm a top business growth strategist and coach, and I work with coaches and consultants who want to scale and they want to do it working less. So they want to create that momentum in their business. They want to work with ultra high fee clients so they can work less and make more. So first of all, if you are jumping in right now, say hi. I want to know you're here. I want to know where you're from. And also let me know what you do in your business. So drop that in the chat right now. Listen, the more interaction I get from you, the more excited I get, the more I'll share, the deeper I'll dive. So make sure that you engage with me. It's not enough just to show up and be a lurker. I want to connect with you. So make sure you say hi. Let me know where you're from. Okay. And I am going to try to see some of the comments here as we go. So we're going to talk about scaling. I want to share with you what happened to me when I started in my coaching and consulting business. There were a couple different things that kept me stuck around that six figures, right below, right above, right around that six-figure range. And there were two major things that happened to me when I came into the coaching and consulting space. And one was I was taught to start people out low and then ascend them into something higher. The other thing that I was taught was create a short little program and then sell it over and over and over again, which is a great scale strategy. But here was the problem with both of those things. Number one, I wasn't making the money that I wanted. I couldn't get unstuck in my business. And number two, I wasn't even able to do everything I could do with my clients because I was doing something quick with them and then I was sending them on their way. So what I want to talk to you about is how to really create a transformational experience, not just for your client, but then build momentum in your business so that you can scale to that 350,000, 500,000, $1 million, even beyond. And when I made the shift in my business to start selling premium services, bringing in the right clients for those, being able to work with them in the way that I knew that I could, and I was able to create masterminds, I was able to scale my business so much faster. So that's what I want to share with you today. Now, you may be saying, I don't think that I can have like high level masterminds. What we're talking about is 5 and 6 figure masterminds. That's what we're talking about here. So I'm going to walk you through today $25,000, $35,000, $50,000 plus masterminds. Now you may say, oh, there's no way that I can create something like this. Yes, there is. There is only one prerequisite, and that is that you are good at what you do. If you're not good at what you do, if you've never worked with clients, you don't have experience, you don't have anything that could really be leveraged, then this is not going to be the right model for you yet. But I want you to know that if you've been in business for any length of time, if you're a great coach, if you're a great consultant, why are you not running high fee masterminds? And don't get stuck in the low ticket stuff. Some people would say 5,000 or 10,000. Nothing wrong with that. But what about 25,000, 35,000, 50,000, $100,000 per client? And then you put them into a group and you help them. Well, that is where you create momentum. And so today I want to talk to you about mastermind momentum. All right. If you want to really get to high levels, got to be able to spell there. If you want to be able to get to high levels in your business, you've got to, number one, find a way to leverage your time. And you want to work with people at a higher level where they're really getting an experience with you, a transformation with you, but you get to create momentum in your business. So let's dive in and let's get started on this. What do you think? First of all, drop in the comments right now. Let me look at some of the comments coming in. Hey, DC James, so happy to have you on here. Jane, good to see you. We've got Barbara, we've got Simone. You're coming in from South Africa. We've got Canada, we've got Virginia. DC James, where are you from? So drop where you're from, you guys. I want to connect with you. I want to get to know you. And also tell me what you sell. And then I want you to drop in the chat what number for a mastermind per client we're talking about here, what number lights you up? Because that's where we want to start. We want to start with the math. We want to start with the number. Now, a lot of people will tell you, create the offer and then, figure out like how many people you need. I actually do the opposite. Tell me what you want to make per client. When you tell me what you want to make per client, now we can put the game plan in place to get you there. Okay. So what would you like to be making per client if you were going to run a mastermind or a group? You could call it a group or a mastermind in your business. What number lights you up per client? Okay. So today, I want to just very quickly walk you through the math. All right. So this is why you can create momentum in your business and scale faster when you do this. Number one, your time is going to be minimal. It's going to be leveraged. You're going to leverage your time, but look at these numbers. So if you're going to sell a mastermind for 25,000, you need 14 clients to hit this. To hit 350. Do you see how doable these numbers are? 14 clients. If you're going to sell something for 35,000, obviously you need 10 clients. All right. And if you're going to sell something for $50,000, you need 6. Is that right? I think that's right. Okay. Do you see how doable this is? So 350 now doesn't really sound that much, right? But you probably already have some revenue in your business. So we're not even talking about the gap here. We're talking about adding 350,000. But let's say you're already at 6 figures. You have a business. It's going. You're at 6 figures. Your gap's only 250, right? So do you see how doable this is? But most people are hanging out like in the 5K range, maybe the 10K range. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to do 10K, you now need 35 clients. All right. I'm all about leverage. I want to help you leverage your time. I want to help you be able to do things again, create momentum. Okay. So let's see here. We've got business development services for architects and engineers. I love it. 5K per client. Okay. Is that what you want to make or is that what you're making? Because we're going to go bigger here. We want to talk bigger. What about $25,000, $35,000, $50,000, even $100,000, depending on what you do and who you are going to serve? And so I'm going to break this down. All right. Right more to the left of the board. So you have a glare. Okay. Let's see here. If I can do that, I'll probably be using the whole board, but okay. So write down the number that lights you up on this to create your mastermind. Okay. So let's talk about how you do this. How do you create a 25,000, a 35,000? So first, what's your number? What's your magic number? All right. And the very first step, and there are 4 steps I'm going to walk you through. Okay. The very first step is obviously your mastermind creation, your offer, right? Your creation. Now, there are several parts to this. So I want to walk you through how to actually put this together. I'm all about giving things away, right? And then if you want some help, we can definitely talk. Okay, let's go 20. I love it. Yes. Now, okay, come on, you guys. Expand your mind. Start thinking bigger. Quit thinking small. Let's go all in. Look, you could fill a mastermind with 5 or 10 people before the end of 2023. You could hit these numbers before the end of 2023 if you've got the right things in place, right? Okay, so I love the 20. That's more. That's better. But again, Think about 20,000. All right. How many clients do you need now to get to that 350? And listen, that's just a minimal number. That's just minimal. The reason I chose that number, I help people who want to scale to 7 figures, but the reason I chose the $350,000 number is because I felt like more of you would see it as doable. So many times I see coaches and consultants who are playing so small, they've got all this massive opportunity, but because maybe they've been doing things, they've gone down a lot of the wrong rabbit holes, like I did when I came into my business, and they've been taught to sell something low and then try to send people, and maybe they've been out there trying to do things in the hardest way possible. All right. So I help people take their expertise, what they're so brilliant at. I help them package that into big offers. When I can take a coach and I can take them from a $1,700 offer to closing $50,000 clients, it is a matter of how you do things. That's it. The people that I work with are amazing. They're brilliant. It's just they don't have the right pieces in place. That's it. And you can look at my website. You can see how I do this with people, but you've got opportunities. So I don't want you to miss out when you've got all this massive opportunity. Okay. So I love the 20,000. We're getting closer. Can we up that a little bit? All right. So here's how you do it. The very first thing is you've got to create the mastermind offer. Now, this is important. And if you're taking notes, I'm giving you step by step how to do this. Okay. First is you have to specialize. All right. You want a scalable offer, right? Right now, I am filling spots for my mastermind where I help you do all of this and get you to $350,000 or even beyond. So that is my mastermind. It's called Mastermind Momentum, and it's designed to get you to $350,000 and even beyond in your business. You can go it's unlimited how much you can do in your business. But that is, I'm specializing. It's for coaches and consultants specifically who are ready to scale, who want to get these premium clients. They're great at what they do. They want that momentum in their business. They want to make more money, and they want to have more freedom in their life, more time to live their life and enjoy the money they're making. And so that is my Mastermind Momentum program. Okay. So I'm specializing for coaches and consultants, and I just told you how I'm specializing. So the second thing is who is your mastermind going to be for? I apologize. I do have a glare coming in a little bit. But who is it going to be for? And one thing too, DC, is you can always blow this up bigger on your computer too, full screen, and I'm sure you'll be able to see it then, if that makes sense. So if you're trying to watch it little, that's probably why you're not seeing it as well as you can. So just expand your screen. Okay. So who is your mastermind going to be for? Now you could call this a group. It doesn't really matter, but I want you to know that a lot of coaches and consultants call it a group coaching program. And I will tell you this, that completely devalues your program. It completely devalues. Nobody wants a group coaching program. All right. So the first thing is, who are you going to serve in your mastermind or group? The second thing is, what is the result, the transformation, or the outcome that you are going to give people? Okay. This is key to be able to get the money that you want. If the result or the transformation or the outcome is not big enough, you can't get high fees. Mine is to help you get to $350,000 or more with masterminds. That is the result. That's the transformation. That's the outcome in this particular program that I give you, right? And so what is that going to be for you? What is it that you are so good at helping your clients do that has such a high value? And by the way, there are always ways to raise value in something like this. So maybe you're like, well, I don't know if people would pay me $35,000. You've just got an offer problem. That's all it is. It's just an offer problem. Okay. So what's the result, the transformation, or the outcome that you are going to give people in your mastermind or group? You want everyone working towards the same thing. And the reason this is so important is because this is where it's scalable. It's simpler and it will require less time on your part. So if everybody is working towards the same goal, if everyone's working towards the same thing, then you've got opportunity to help people get faster momentum. Is this making sense? Say yes if this is making sense. Okay, perfect. So can everyone still see me? It looked like I had a little bit of an internet glitch there. Am I still good? Drop a yes. And also invite someone else to join us in this. Don't just keep this for yourself. Who else needs to be here? Who else needs to see this? Get other people on. Share this with people. Okay. All right. So what is the result, the transformation, the outcome? You're specializing who? One audience where you're doing the same thing with them. Now, I help coaches and consultants both. This could also be professional entrepreneurs who want to build a mastermind, right? And so I'm helping everyone do the same thing. So it has to be congruent with your audience. Now, here's the other thing. When we're talking about the who, you cannot pick an audience or a target market where there's no money, right? So if you are trying to target stay-at-home moms that are on welfare, you're not going to get $35,000 prices or $50,000 prices. So the who becomes super important in what you are going to offer. And then what is it they want? So see, I want to help people get momentum in their business and scale beyond that six figures. Get out of that six figure. I call it the hustle and grind trap. Get out of that six figures in their business and get into money that's life changing, where now they can also grow their business because they have the money and they get more freedom. I mean, you build freedom in your business when you're not doing everything. You build freedom in your business when your business can grow without you. And you still get to do the things you love. I get to show up and do the things I love, but I have a team that does a lot of the back end stuff. And so if you don't ever get your business to that place, you're always going to be in the hustle and grind. Okay. So this is why I love Mastermind Momentum, because now you get to work, you get so much more coming into your business, and it's life changing. Okay, so first you've got to specialize. Who are you targeting? What is the result, the transformation, or the outcome that you are going to get them? All right. The next thing is, what is your program going to include? Like, how can you add the value? And by the way, this isn't adding a bunch of stuff that people don't need. People want streamlined, simple. What I'm teaching you is streamlined and simple. This isn't about adding a bunch of stuff that people will never use or they'll never need. It's not, that doesn't add value, right? But there are ways to increase the value. So let's say there's something that your people are going to need, but maybe it's not your expertise. So for example, I teach people how to, grow their business. As speaking would be one way, how to get speaking engagements, how to get on stages. That's a piece of what I help people do in their marketing if they want to do that, how to even build their business. But what I don't do is I don't teach them how to speak. So they would need a speaking coach if that was a gap in their skill set. I teach people how to build their businesses, market their businesses, sell, and I teach them how to scale. But there are certain things that are not in my expertise. So what I could do, if this was an important component, is I would partner with a speaking coach that could come in, and now they could teach my clients speaking skills so that they would not be held back in this area. Now, does that add value to my program? 100%, right? So there's all kinds of ways to beef up the value, but it's not about just throwing a bunch of stuff in. It's about what will be congruent and aligned with what you're trying to help people do. What do they need? And then how can you make sure that is part of your mastermind program? Okay. So what is the value that you're going to give? So what is it going to include? All right. Now, a couple of other things that you want to think about is, how long does your mastermind need to be to get the result, the transformation, or the outcome? part of the problem with the coaching industry, I'm just going to tell you this, is everybody's trying to do the quick offers, quick offers, quick offers. But often that, and I've invested in programs like that, but often those programs, they like teach you stuff and then they send you on your way, and you've got to go figure it out, and people get stuck. And so then what happens is people stop. They stop doing what they just learned, and now they never get the traction. Instead of staying with your clients to make sure they're getting the transformation that you're telling them you can help them get. Sure, my strategies will work, and you can go get that transformation, but the likelihood of that happening without accountability, without ongoing support, without ongoing guidance, without tweaking and shifting things along with you, the likelihood of that happening for most people is very small. It's very small. So if I want to be in integrity in my business, I've got to make sure that my mastermind is going to be the amount of time where I really get to help my clients get the result. Does this make sense? Is this making sense? So you want to make sure that you are deciding what's the time frame I truly need to spend with them to make sure they get the results. So is that going to be 3 months? Is that going to be 6 months? Is it going to be 9 or 12 months? What is the length of time? All right. So you have to determine this. The next thing you have to determine, and listen, we're still on offer creation. Okay. We're still on step number 1, offer creation. So now that you've determined how long it's going to be, how are you going to work with your clients? Are you going to be virtual? All right. Is it going to be virtual? Is it going to be live? Are you going to be local? Is it going to be maybe a combo of virtual and live? So my masterminds are a combination. Most of what we do is done virtually, but then we come to a luxury retreat together and we get to work together live and mastermind and have an experience live. And so my mastermind is both, but for the most part, we're working virtually. And so you can look at things like this in your mastermind as well. Like, how can you do this? And I will tell you this, that you also have to consider your audience here, your target market for this, because different target markets, and I help people figure all these things out for their business, but different target markets they'll want a mastermind a different way. And so, for example, if you're working with high-level CEOs, they might want to come to an experience 4 times a year. Maybe 4 times a year or 2 times a year, you get them together for an experience. And so you've got to understand your market, and you've got to understand what would light them up and what would be exciting for them to be part of this. Okay. Barbara, are you all hearing me and you're seeing me okay? I want to make sure, because Barbara just sent me a message. Did we restart the session? It looks like I'm still live. Can someone drop a comment in here so I can just make sure we're not having some internet glitches? Let me see what comes in here. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to have the recording. So if there is something that was a glitch for you, you can always go back and watch the replay. But let me know you can still hear me. Okay, somebody, if you would please let me know that, that would be great. All right. The other thing is, are you going to work national, or are you going to be global? These are all things you have to decide when you're putting your mastermind together. Okay, awesome. Everybody said still good. Thank you. Thank you for replying. Okay, so you have to determine, number 1, what's going to work for your clients, and how are you going to do this? All right. And then what is included? So what are all the things you're going to include in your mastermind to, again, make sure that you are giving people what they need to get the results? So in my mastermind, I include your strategy. We map out your strategy. We do offer creation. We do all of your marketing so you can fill your events. I'm going to talk about that. I help you enroll. We want to get you a streamlined sales process. And then how can you ramp that up and scale? So I'm walking you through my 4-step process here, while I'm also teaching the same thing to you, because this is exactly what you would be doing as well, is creating your mastermind program. So you get to kind of see it in real time here. Okay. So how long is it going to be? And then obviously, what are you going to charge, right? What's the fee going to be for that? And again, I like to start with the money first. How much do you want to make? How many clients do you want in your mastermind? And then that's the other thing. How many people are going to be in one mastermind? This is important too. Are you going to do 10? Now, here's what I'll tell you. The higher the fees, in my opinion, the better the experience should be. So if you're trying to put 30 people into a $50,000 program, I do not align with that kind of a model. I just don't. I love high touch. I love people to get what they feel like they paid for. I want to help them get the results. And so high level people are not typically going to want to be in a group with 20 or 50 other people where they have to send in a question. Okay. So we're not talking about that kind of a group program. I'm talking about something that is leveled up. It's an experience for your clients. They get an experience with you. Not only do they get great results and guidance and support and everything that they need, they get an experience with you. That's what we're talking about. This is where momentum can happen. Okay. Hi, Dan. Good to have you on. Tell me what you do. Drop a comment. Tell me where you're from. I love to engage and interact with all of you. And by the way, thank you so much for being here. I'm super honored you're here. And I'm super excited to share this with you because this has been life-changing in my business. I mean, doing this helped me hit my first $1 million in my business. And it is literally unlimited how much money you can make doing this. And not only that, there's so much fun and you can work part-time. If you're running masterminds, you can work part-time. And here's the other cool thing that I didn't talk about. When you get focused and you go all in and now your main thing becomes your mastermind, you start creating this momentum. But guess what? You're still going to get one-to-one clients. You're still going to get people that come to you. And then you're going to determine, like, maybe my mastermind's not the right fit for you, but I can work with you privately. And this happens to me all the time. So I still work with clients privately, but if my mastermind is the right fit for them, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. Right? So I can plug them into my mastermind where everyone's working on the same thing. Okay. And that helps you create that momentum and scale in your business much faster. Okay. So very quickly, you want to specialize. This is your offer creation. Okay. How much are you going to charge? You want to make sure you can hit your numbers with what you're doing. You want to specialize. Who is it going to be for? What is the result, the transformation, or the outcome that you can give people? What is the value? Like, what are you adding into your mastermind so that it has this massive value? So that when people come to you, it's such a no-brainer for them to pay what you're asking. That's the value I'm talking about. They're like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Yeah, I'm in, right? That's what you want. Okay. And then how long do you need to be with your clients in that mastermind? To be able to get the results that you're promising them you can get. Okay. So these things have to be figured out. And then how are you going to do that mastermind? Is it going to be virtual? Is it going to be live? Is it going to be a combination of the two? Are you going to work local or national or global? I do want you to know that when you work globally or nationally, if you're in the US, but if you work globally, you can make up to 35 to 50% more by working globally than you can locally. So think about that because you expand your market, right? You expand your reach, you expand your market. And so these are all important factors as well. Again, there's no cookie cutter here. It's all dependent on you and your business, and you've got to figure these things out. I help people figure these things out, what's going to work right for them, what's going to be the right fit for them. But I'm walking you through the steps here. Okay, so this is your offer creation, step number 1. Let's go to step number 2. And get rid of this. Okay, step number 2 is how are you going to fill them? So this is your marketing. Okay, so this is filling them. And this is where I really want to caution you. First of all, there's a lot of cookie cutter stuff out there. Build a Facebook group, put everybody in a Facebook group and then sell them. Okay. That may not be the right marketing for you. Build a funnel, run a webinar. That may not be the right marketing for you. Okay. Run networking events, there's umpteen ways, there's hundreds of ways to market, right? But here's the deal. You need a customized marketing approach for you and your business. Don't fall into the trap of cookie cutter, one size fits all. There isn't. I've worked with so many, hundreds and hundreds of people, and everyone's business is different. What everyone is doing is different. Now, business is the same, right? They need to have offers, they need to market, they need to sell. That piece is the same. But how they're doing it, how they're going about building their business, how they're going about marketing, that is going to be different. That is unique to you and who you're going after and how you want to work with your clients. And so don't get sucked into the trap of a strategy. What people teach is a strategy. They teach a marketing strategy and everybody thinks, oh, that should just work. I love LinkedIn. A lot of you know I love LinkedIn. I'm on there. I do a lot on there, but LinkedIn isn't a fit for everyone. Facebook isn't a fit for everyone. YouTube is not a fit for everyone. And so if you don't know these things, you're going to end up, number one, spinning your wheels. You're going to go down a lot of rabbit holes. You have to know what is going to work the best for your clients. Okay. So you need a customized plan and approach. And I have so many ways that I help people market their business to get clients, so many ways, but it's all around what's going to be the best fit for them. Does this make sense? Drop a yes if this makes sense, because I really want you to get clear that again, depending on who you're targeting, this is an important key component as to whether or not you're going to be able to charge the fees you're charging that we're talking about here, and whether or not you're going to be able to get that momentum. Because if you can't fill your groups, you can't get that momentum in your business, right? But you've got to have the right approach. You just have to have the right marketing approach. All right. Now, the third piece is the money. Okay, so we have the mastermind. This was the offer creation. This was step number one. Let me just put this back up here. I erased it. Okay. And I walked you through all the steps of that. But now let's talk about the money. Okay, so basically we're talking here about you've got to be able to close sales. So this is going to be all your lead gen, right? This is generating leads and prospects. You want to get people interested, but now you've still got to close sales. This is where the money happens, right? So you need a streamlined sales process. You need a great payment process. And I'm going to dive into this. Don't leave me because you want to hear this part. This part right here can change your entire business. Okay. So we're going to talk about the payment process, or getting the payments for your program. Okay. All right. So here's what a lot of people do. They say, okay, I'm going to sell my program for $12,000. And I am going to charge $1,000 a month. And that never gets you anywhere. That is a difficult model. So what I do is help people structure their payments, or the payment. When I say payments, I'm talking about the money that they're getting for their program. There's two ways you can do it. If you are going to fund it for people, then you want to fund it where you're taking more money on the front end and then recurring revenue on a monthly basis. Or what I help people do is I help them put in place a financing option where people can come in and make payments, but they're not making them to you, and you get paid in full. When you get paid in full, you get to put loads in your bank account. So like that $350 could hit your bank account. That is life-changing. That's game-changing for you. Now, this isn't about ripping people off. Please do not do that. Do not misunderstand me. You are promising this is the result that I'm going to work with you to get, right? I'm going to give you everything you need. And so now when you get paid in full, or you get paid bigger fees on the front end, again, there's a couple ways I help people do this. It changes everything for them. Now they're getting big cash injections into their business. And what happens when they do that? Momentum. Now they get to grow faster, or they can put things in place that take things off their plate. There's a lot of ways to use the money, but it's important. Yes, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. So many people, look, you are not a bank, okay? And how many times do we bankroll our clients and our customers, and then coaches and consultants end up staying broke? They end up staying broke, and they don't get to grow their business because of the way they take payments and the way they learn to do it. And I learned these things too. So, hey, Errol, thank you so much. Okay, so it's so important that you get the payment structure right. All right. When you do this, it will change your life. It will change your business. All right. So understand that. Okay. So you have to be able to enroll people right in the right way and get them to want to come into your program. So first you generate the leads. Now we're at the money part. I do not want to be chasing money. You don't want to be chasing money, right? So many people are chasing money. I heard a coach say the other day, she had $6 million sitting out there that wasn't collected on in her business. And I've worked with a lot of multi-million-dollar businesses. And the first thing I do is we start collecting on the money that is owed to them, where they've already delivered the services, but they never collected the money. They're out there looking for leads. They're out there growing their business and doing all the work, but they're not collecting the money. You're not a bank. Stop bankrolling. Okay. There's so many ways that you can structure your business so that you're getting paid bigger fees. And if coaches are broke, there's a reason. There's something broken in their business that has got to be fixed. It might be their business model is never going to get them to their big goals. It might be a marketing problem. It might be a payment problem or a money problem, a sales problem. There's always something that is keeping coaches from being able to get to these really lucrative levels. Okay. All right. Step number 4 is the momentum. And this is where now you are making money. You filled your first group. Now, how many more groups do you want to run? Okay. Or you filled your first group and now you want to take a lot of things off your plate. Or maybe you want to put a marketing team in place. And this is where you start implementing systems, team, automation. It could be paid advertising. It depends on how many people you want. It depends on, the thing about the model that I teach is, if you think about it, $50,000 clients is a $500,000 business. $50,000 clients is $1 million business. You can see it's so much more lucrative, and it will take less team. It's going to be higher profit. And so this is where you get momentum. And this is why I teach this model. Can you do 10,000? Yes. There are a lot of people out there teaching 10,000. But what if 10,000 is the front end of your program? What if people are paying you 10,000 in cash, and then you're keeping them in your mastermind and they're paying you on a monthly basis? And now you can build up that monthly recurring revenue. So there's a lot of ways to structure this. But I want you to know that for most people, they're making their business more difficult than they need it to be. They're making things harder than it needs to be. Okay, so the momentum comes when now you're implementing systems. Now you've got things working, and now it is a matter of, how far do you want to go? How far do you want to take this? And the other thing too is, when we're talking about marketing, you get one marketing strategy working really well. Like, one of my strategies is that I help people make $100,000 to $150,000 in one virtual event. One virtual event that is like, 3 hours. And so they can bring that they can start filling their programs with that. Well, think about this. If you did one virtual event every quarter, you've got almost a $500,000 business once you get that working. And then what if you added on other things? What if you added on, I'm right in the middle of a summit right now. What if you added a summit? What if you added a webinar? What if you added paid ads? Like, do you see where this goes? But most people in their marketing, they're not dialed in. They don't even have anything that's really working. And so they're just, it's like spray and pray, and they're all over the place. I did not start doing a lot of things in my business until I had something that I could count on that was working well, that I knew I had predictability in my business. And that's where you need to go. But the thing that can help you create this momentum is doing something like this. This can create massive momentum in your business instead of going out there trying to find one client at a time. That is a tough business. That's a tough business. So if you create something like this and you put this in place and your goal is 350 or 500, 1,000, it doesn't make any difference, whatever that goal is for you, you're going to also get one-to-one clients out of that. You're also going to have other things that come your way out of that. But again, most people are out there trying to build their business the hard way. Now, if you've never worked with clients, you don't really know what you're doing, again, you've got to do that first, right? You've got to make sure that you get your business going and that you're working with clients, because this is going to be hard if you haven't done that. At least you're not going to be able to get these kinds of fees that I'm talking about. You can get smaller fees. You can do beta programs and put people in a group and know this is a beta. But those people typically are never going to become these really high level people. So it's all about leveling up. Number one, this thing right between your ears, level it up, expand your mindset to what is possible. Building this kind of a business does not have to be difficult. It does not have to be hard. Now, building business is not easy, right? I'm not here to sell you some magic and, fairy dust, right? It takes work. But the thing is, when you get this going, this is scalable. It's rinse and repeat. Okay. Now you can, once you get it going, you can ramp it up. You can put it on steroids, and you can have other people doing the work for you. And then you get to show up and coach your clients, and you get to show up and have fun in your business. And you get to show up and do things like I'm doing right now. I love teaching. I love training. I love helping people see what is possible for them so that they can build a business like I've been able to build. It's been life-changing for me. And so I want to help other people do that. I don't want them going down all the rabbit holes most people have gone down. And I want them to start changing their life financially. I also am a big believer, when you change your life and you make a lot of money, guess what? You get to impact more. So if a coach tells me, oh, I only care about impact, you're only going to impact so many people if you're broke. Okay? Just going to say it like it is. What do you think about what I'm saying? So I want some comments right now. What do you think? Could you do this? Does this excite you? What do you think? Could you go map this out for yourself today? What do you need? What do you need to do this? Type some things in the chat. I want to know where you are in your business. Are you ready to scale? Would this be a good fit for your business? And if it is, then I have my mastermind momentum accelerating you to $350,000 or more. I have that mastermind momentum program coming up. Now, here's the thing. I only am taking 8 people. That's it. I cut it off at 8. So if you're interested in learning about that and implementing all of this into your business, like immediately, like now, then you need to reach out to me. You can book a call with me at acarden.com. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me in Messenger on Facebook. You can go to my website and book a call. There's all kinds of ways to get a hold of me. But I want to help you do this in your business because it will change your life. And not only that, you'll be able to change more lives too. You can only work with so many one-to-one clients, right? And that can be a grind. That can be a grind. This is a next step to level up your business, get that momentum, not just get that momentum in your business and build a real business, but also get that momentum in your bank account, in your life, right? And change your life. So what do you think? Drop some comments. I want to hear. All right. Next thing, what questions do you have? I have about 2 minutes. I am happy to answer questions. Drop those in the comment right now and make sure that you Okay, let's see. I'm going to look at some of the comments. Makes sense. That will make those dollars. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, from Nebraska. We have people from all over on here today. So you work with entrepreneurs who fund startups, including offering coaches funding solutions to close more clients. Okay, awesome. And there's a lot of ways too. One thing I will tell you too is sometimes there are ways to collaborate with other people and create a high level mastermind too. So maybe there's, like I said earlier, maybe there's components you don't do, but you could certainly collaborate with someone, right? And you could create an incredible mastermind together. So there's lots and lots of ways to build the value. But how much money do you want to make? That's what you need to be working on. All right. Okay. I hope everybody can hear me. Any questions? I'm not seeing any questions come in. But listen, I always check the feed. So go ahead and drop your questions in the feed and I will go back. I check it. I answer every question. I interact with people that are on my lives. And I would love to know what you thought about this. And look, I'm not here just to give you information. I'm here to help you change your freaking life. Okay. I'm here to help you change your business. You don't need more information, you guys. You don't. What you need is to move forward. What you need is to start building the business of your dreams. What you need is to change your life with your business. You don't need more information. There's plenty of information out there. Yeah, I have my own process, but you probably could have Googled some of these things and figured it out for yourself, right? But that isn't where the magic is. So I'm here to really help you expand your mind and start thinking bigger and taking action. Take action, okay? Whether you do it with me or whether you do it by yourself, take action. What can you take away today and start working on? All right. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so honored you were here. I want to connect with you. And if I can help you and you're ready to do this in your business, then by all means, do not sit there and wait, because the end of 2023 is right around the corner. And guess what? You could already be almost hitting that goal if you get this stuff in place. So let's do it. All right. Have an awesome day. Bye, everyone.